Welcome to a week-long writing vlog. I feel like I'm getting my confidence back as a writer. I can do this. And it feels good that I can recognize when I need to push myself versus when I need to stop. Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. It's great to have you all here. Welcome to a week-long writing vlog. I really need you all to help keep me accountable. So if I tell myself that I have to vlog a week of writing, I might actually do a week of writing. The last two vlogs have both been writing vlogs. So the last vlog was getting back into Project Darkness and starting to work on that again after a bit of a break. And then the last vlog before that was the first writing vlog of, the first proper writing vlog of Across the Pond 5, and getting back to working consistently every week on the next book I'm going to publish. So this is going to be an Across the Pond vlog, or working on that. So this will be working on Across the Pond 5 every day this week. I'm gonna even challenge myself to do some writing tomorrow and Thursday. So basically how I have set up Scrivener is I have set 4 writing days for each week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday or Sunday, but I think Sunday is going to be my Project Darkness day, so Saturday will be Across the Pond. Technically, I could take Saturday off if I write the equivalent of 4 days worth of writing in 3 days. So if I do significantly over, that's going to be my trade-off. So right now I need to be writing 1,200 words a day. That's 4,800 words. I would like to try to get to that. So I don't think I'm gonna vlog Saturday in this vlog. I think I'm just gonna do Monday through Friday. If I could get to 4,800 between Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then I can take Saturday off. So I guess the challenge for this vlog for Monday through Friday will be to see how close to 4,800 I can get by the end of Friday to determine how much, if anything, I need to write on Saturday. So I won't normally be writing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are both teaching days. My rule has kind of always been that on a day where I have to go to campus, I don't make myself write. That usually would mean either having to write early in the morning or write in the evening after I've spent a whole day on campus. Ernest Hemingway is attributed as saying, or as suggesting or advising, writing drunk and editing sober. My version of that is writing when I'm tired and editing when I'm awake. I can usually write when I'm pretty tired. I can't write when I'm that tired, after a full day on campus. So I don't normally put pressure on myself to write on a teaching day. But because I'm teaching 2 days a week this semester instead of just one, that doesn't leave that much time for writing. And I also don't like having to write on both Saturday and Sunday if I can avoid it, on my priority project. I don't mind working on Across the Pond on Saturdays and Project Darkness on Sundays because my goals right now for Project Darkness are very low pressure. Spending an hour and a half on it on a Sunday is not a problem. I still feel like I'm getting enough rest. but it would be nice to not have to do so much writing on Saturday if I can get enough work done during the week. So I did mention in that last Across the Pond writing vlog that I might have about 30 minutes that I can write on a Tuesday and at least 15 minutes that I can write on a Thursday. So we're just gonna see how much I can get done if I can write on Tuesday and Thursday. So basically, long rambly intro, short, because I do want to try to keep this short. My minimum goal for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is going to be 1,200 words. My minimum goal for Tuesday and Thursday is 15 minutes each of those days. And however many words I get written in either of those time frames is cool. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be a word count based goal. Tuesday, Thursday is going to be a time based goal. If I have been blurry throughout this clip, it's because my camera keeps going in and out of focus. This camera, like, lovingly pet the camera. I love this camera. This camera's getting a bit old, kind of like me. And this camera's very tired, kind of like me. So it doesn't always want to stay in focus. So anyway, we've got word count based goals for 3 days of this vlog, and we've got time based goals for 2 days of this vlog. And I'm going to vlog the next 5 days, including today. So today got off to a good start. I went and met up with a new friend who I have met through another friend and through Accepted Society, who just happens to live in Scottsdale like I do. So we met up to meet in person, which was really cool. And I got to the coffee shop a little bit early and got myself kind of set up. I brought my laptop and I managed to bash out 500 words. I'm nearly to the end of chapter 7, so I would like to finish chapter 7 today. I've got at least 700 words left to get to my goal of 1,200 minimum for the day. It might take me more than 700 words to finish the chapter, so I'm hoping if I just finish the chapter, that will get me a little bit over 1,200 words and will make a difference. And then tomorrow, in the 15 to 30 minutes that I spent tomorrow, I can start working on chapter 8. So yeah, I did get some writing done this morning. That felt really good. Then I came home, I had teaching work to do. I had a couple conferences with students online, and then I did finish a little bit, and then I was doing some vlog editing. So it is now a bit later than I wanted to start writing. So I'm not gonna have, I wanted at least a full hour. I think I'm gonna have 30 minutes. At the rate I'm going, I'm gonna have about 30 minutes. I might push that to 45. So we'll see. I need at least 700 words, but I would like to also finish chapter 7, but I would like to do all of that in less than 45 minutes. So let's see if I can do that. Alright, it's Wednesday and I'm about to start writing. I have wrapped up teaching work for the day and I am just waiting for a text from the lovely Miss Becca Tobar. We're gonna do some co-writing together this afternoon, so that's gonna be fun. She texted me a little while ago asking if I would be up for that, and I said absolutely. So far, writing this week is going well. So I didn't talk to you yesterday before I went to teach, but I did manage to write for a little over 30 minutes, and I managed just over 500 words, I think. I'll have just shown you what it was. So that went really well. If I can do that every Tuesday, I'm going to try to do some writing tomorrow. It might only be 15 minutes, and so that might only be 250-ish words. So we'll see how that goes, but it went well yesterday. I don't know that I will write every Tuesday and Thursday, but I do like the idea of trying to write at least one of those 2 days as a bit of like bonus writing. It would be nice to finish the first draft of this book before mid-December. I really think I would like to not have to be writing throughout December. I think I want December to just kind of take a break from across the pond, maybe start doing some outlining for Independent Hearts, even though I won't start working on that for a while, but just give myself that bit of a break before I start developmental editing. So we'll see, or even starting to developmental edit if I feel like it. It'll depend. Sometimes I get to an end of a first draft and I just need time away. Other times I get to the end of a first draft and I know what changes I need to make. So basically, long story short, the more writing I can do now, the better, so that I do finish drafting as early as possible and have plenty of time to take breaks. If I'm taking until the middle of December just to get the first draft done, I'm not going to feel as comfortable taking a longer break. So if I can make good use of Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays and or Thursdays, to get a bit of extra writing done, then that would be ideal. And the other thing I was thinking of, and the other goal I'm working towards, so this is why I'm going to try to write more than what Scrivener is telling me to write today. If I can get if I'm aiming for 4 days a week at 1,200 words per day, that's 4,800 words per week. We can round that up to 5,000 words per week. If I can get 5,000 words done between Monday and Friday, then I will happily give myself Saturday completely off of writing. And that is the ideal, to not have to be working on my main priority project on the weekend. I really like having Saturday and Sunday to not have to write, to work on Project Darkness, to just sit on the couch and read a whole book cover to cover in one day. Like, I still haven't finished reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil because I'm just so afraid that I'm getting to a point where if I get just another like 50 pages in, I'm not going to be able to put it down, and I just haven't had a whole afternoon since I started reading it to just sit and read in a long stretch of time. So yeah, I'm really hoping that I can get a lot of work done today, and then a bit tomorrow, and then a lot of writing on Friday, and then just take Saturday off so that I can just spend Saturday sitting on the couch and reading, because that's really what I want to do. So yeah, it's perfect timing that Becca has reached out today and wants to write, because I feel like that's going to motivate me to actually sit here and write. So I did 1456 on Monday and 582 yesterday. So that's 2,038 words. So if I'm aiming for about 5,000 by the end of Friday, that's 3,000 words left. So yeah, if I could do 2,000 words today, then I would only need 1,000 words on Friday. So if I do a little bit of writing, I probably would be fine with this 1,500 words. So we'll say 1,500 is my minimum goal for today. 2,000 is my like stretch goal for the day, and 2,500 would be like, oh my gosh, goal. They're not even goal. 2,500 would be my, oh my gosh, I'm really glad I did that, but not expecting it. So yeah, Scrivener is telling me 1,186 words is like my minimum, but I would like to get to at least 1,500. I feel like 1,500 will put me in a really, really good place, where if I can get another 200 or so tomorrow before work, then I would be within a very realistic goal to get to 5,000 for the week by the end of Friday. But if I could do 2,000 today and 2,000 on Friday and then a little bit tomorrow. That would be even better. I'm gonna text Becca and let her know that I'm ready when she is. And I've already got my candle going, I've got my water, I need to get everything connected to the external monitor and get that set up. But yeah, I think I'm ready to write and I'm feeling motivated. So 1,500 words. Let's see if we can do it. Hello!
Hi! Am I showing up at all?
You are, but you're frozen.
Love that for me.
It has been a very productive afternoon of writing. I feel really, really good about all of that. I did a couple sprints with Becca. We had a fantastic time. We did a 35 and a 45-minute sprint, and then I did a little bit more writing after I hung up with her. It is time to stop writing. But yeah, I've had a good day. I've had a very productive day. So I managed 2,186 words. Feel really good about that. So I've added it up and I'm 4,224 words so far this week. So even if I don't do any writing tomorrow, I will definitely hit 5K by Friday. By end of day on Friday, and I would want a minimum of 4,800 words by Friday, but I think I can get maybe 5,500, which would be really nice. 6,000 would be amazing. So we'll see if I can do 1,800 on Friday between tomorrow and Friday. So I think I'm going to try to do 15 to 30 minutes of writing tomorrow, and then that will definitely make writing on Friday pretty easy, and then I can hopefully get a little over 5,000 words by the end of Friday, and then I can definitely take Saturday off. I wanted to get to 2,500, but I could tell by the time I hung up with Becca that I was starting to get tired. I was at like 1,500 at that point, so I felt like I could get another 500. But as soon as I hit 2,000, I could feel my brain starting to like slow down for the day. So it's good enough. I'm happy with 2,000, with 2,100. I'm very happy with that. I'm not going to complain. So it's put me into a really good position for tomorrow and Friday. Like even if I don't write anything tomorrow, I know that I can write the remaining 800-ish words to get to 5K by the end of Friday. So I definitely will end up with over 5,000 words by the end of this week, which would be really cool to write at least 5,000 words in this week after not writing anything for so long. If I could do 5,000 words or more by the end of this week, that would be fantastic. I would be so happy with that. So I am going to stop. My computer keeps going into screensaver mode. So that is my sign to stop writing for the day, to step away from the desk. I need to go start making dinner. But yeah, that's your Wednesday update. Writing is going really well this week. It's feeling really good, and I'm really enjoying the chapter I'm working on. I did finish chapter 8 was what I was on. Yeah, I finished chapter 8 and I'm on to chapter 9. Oh, the manuscript has crossed 50K. Again, that includes the outline for the remaining chapters. Chapter 8 ended up being fairly short, just over 3,000 words. So I'm happy with that. Chapter 9, we'll see how long that ends up being. It's got 2 scenes, well, kind of 3 scenes. And this was where I was slowing down. We're changing locations, and I need to be able to picture the location in my head. I need to know where the characters are going and what's gonna I know what's going to happen there, but I need to get the environment kind of situated in my head. So, and my brain is just too tired to focus on that right now. So I might not get that many words written tomorrow, but if within the time I'm writing tomorrow, I can at least figure out the beginning and like the setup of the scene and the location and the environment, then that will be good. And then I can get a good chunk of this chapter written on Friday. It's been a good day. It's been a great day. It's been a great day of writing. Best day of writing so far this week. Really happy with that. And it feels good. It feels good. Like, I feel like I'm getting my confidence back as a writer. Like, I can do this. I can get words on a page. I can make progress from one day to the next, and like have a few days in a row of making progress and getting words on the page. Taking a break is good. Taking a break is important, but sometimes taking a break can end up making me feel like, ooh, do I even know how to do this anymore? But apparently I do. So that's a good feeling. Okay, welcome to Friday. It is Friday. And I'm ready for it to be Friday. It's nearly the end of the day. I'm done with teaching for the week, so I'm finally able to write. I am getting a later start on writing today than I wanted. I really only have about an hour before I have to go out. I'm meeting my aunt for dinner, so that'll be fun, but it means I can't just write a little bit late like I normally would if I was starting late. So I'm gonna be under a little bit of a time crunch, but because of how productive I have been so far this week, I don't actually need that many words today. I'm still gonna try to get to the total that Scrivener is telling me, but I've done over my needed word count a couple of the days, and so yeah, I'm in a really good position. So I had been hoping to get to about 5,000 words for the week. As of today, thanks to the work that I did over the last 4 days, I am up to 4,730 words. So I only need 270 words to get to 5K by the end of today. So I'm going to aim for writing 1,100. That's what Scrivener wants me to write it. Scrivener is telling me 1,157. So I'm going to try to write that much, which will then put me over 5,000 for the week. And then I would be fine, honestly, with taking tomorrow and Sunday off of working on this project. It's coming along. So yesterday I just vlogged bits of it, but I didn't talk to you yesterday. So Thursdays are definitely going to be the harder day to be able to get some writing done, because I do like just taking time for myself in the morning before I have to start doing office hours and then go to campus and stuff. I think I ended up writing for like 25 minutes. I know it was more than 15, but it wasn't a full 30. I was kind of struggling to write yesterday. The section, the particular part of the chapter I was at, I just kind of felt like I don't really know what I'm doing, and it just was a little bit hard to dive into it. I think by the time I was done writing for the day, I think I am now at a point where I know kind of what I'm doing and where this particular scene is going. So I think today is going to go a little bit smoother and a little bit faster, so that will be good. We'll hopefully that happens. But yeah, yesterday I think just as I was starting to get into a rhythm, it was kind of time to stop writing. So sometimes I can be like, if I know what I'm doing, I can sit down and really make the most of 15 minutes. If I'm at a particularly tricky part of a chapter or something, sometimes 15 minutes isn't enough for me to actually get any momentum going, and so I don't get that many words. But I did manage to get just over 500, so I felt pretty good about that. And I felt like I got it to a point where I now kind of know what I'm doing and where I'm going. But I am definitely tired. I can tell that I've been really productive this week. Like I had a really good day on Wednesday, as you saw, and I had a good start on Monday, and then both Tuesday and Thursday I got over 500 words. So I was pretty productive between both of those days. I'm gonna get my headphones back on, I'm gonna get everything turned on, I'm gonna get my music playing, and I'm going to try to get at least 1,200 words written today in the next 45 minutes so that I then have time to wrap up this vlog and then go meet my aunt for dinner. So let's see, let's do a timer so I don't totally lose track of time. So 45 minutes on the clock. Let's see how much I can write. Okay, I did not get even to 1,000 words. I made it to 570, but that means I have managed 5,300 words so far this week. And for my first full week back writing on a daily basis, I'm happy with that. I'd rather stop here and not push myself, and then maybe next week I try to do 5,500 in the week. Like, that could work. I had a really good day on Wednesday. Wednesday was definitely the highest word count day of the week at 2,186. So I really can't complain about this week as far as writing goes. The manuscript is now up to 51,553, including my outline for the remaining chapters. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm making progress. And it felt really good to be writing this week. Like I really have felt good this week, and it feels good that I can recognize when I need to push myself versus when I need to stop. Like, I need to stop, even if I didn't have to leave in 8 minutes to go meet my aunt. I still would be stopping today because it's getting late, I'm getting tired, and it's been a long week. I honestly should have probably done my writing earlier today before starting teaching work, but it's fine. I don't regret the plan I had throughout the day. A lot of other stuff has gotten done. It feels like it's been a really productive day overall. And from a writing perspective, it has been a productive week. It's been fun. It's been a good challenge this week, I think. I mean, I didn't really want it to be a challenge, like it's not a writing challenge, but I wasn't sure at the beginning of the week how I was going to do. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to vlog a week of writing, because I knew that by vlogging it would help keep me accountable to make sure that I did sit down at least on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but also possibly on Tuesday and Thursday, as I ended up doing. I knew that by vlogging it would keep me accountable and make sure that I did sit down and try to write, even if I didn't write much. But then I did end up writing quite a bit, so I'm really happy with 5,300 words. Over the next few weeks, I would love to try to get up to writing like maybe 5,500 words, 6,000 words in a week. I just feel like a little bit more than 1,000 word a day average would be really nice. Oh, and that's the other thing we can check. I think I'd set a goal of wanting to write 10,000 words in September. I think I wrote it in, yeah, I wanted to write 10,000 words in Across the Pond 5 throughout the remainder of September from this week, from when I started working on it. And so far in September, starting on the 12th, so I've written on the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, I've written 7,373 words. So I only need another few thousand, and I've got several days left to September. I think I'm going to get to 10,000. I think I'm going to get over 10,000. So that would be great. If I could get 6,000 words written next week across Monday through Friday, then that would put me almost to 14,000 for the month. And then if I got another couple thousand words written on Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th, and that would put me somewhere around like 16,000, 17,000 for the month. Just really close to 20K. It'd be really cool if I could get to 20K by the end of September, but that's probably pushing it a little bit much. But I feel good. To wrap up this vlog, it's been a good week. The second half of September is going really well. I feel like I've had as many days of writing since I started back up again as I have left to write in September. So like of this second half of September that I'm back at writing, I'm halfway through that, and I'm feeling really good about the progress that I'm making. And the most important thing is it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. There have definitely been days where I've been tired and days where I've done less than I was expecting, or even maybe less than I was hoping, but I still made it to the writing desk. I still sat down and got some writing done and got words on the page, and I'm getting back into the world of the story and back into these characters and really enjoying all of that. And I think I'm still picking up my pace and building momentum back up. And I do think that in one way, writing on Tuesdays and Thursdays is hard because I'm not going to be able to write as much on a Tuesday or a Thursday as I would on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But by writing 5 days in a row, even if it's only a few hundred words, that is still keeping me in that daily habit of writing, and that is where I feel best. So I think it's going to be an interesting challenge to have, like, I've never really done it that way, where I have a 5-day-a-week writing routine, but 2 of those days don't have a fixed word count. It's just write as much as I can in the small amount of time I have, and then try to make up the difference on the other 3 days. So I think I'm going to try to be more intentional with that next week, that I will sit down and write on Tuesday and Thursday, but just really practice not worrying about the word count, and like probably not even open up the target box in Scrivener and just not look at the words racking up as I write, because I do think sometimes I get a little bit distracted by that. The big thing that I'm trying to keep in mind, and the struggle I always have with writing the first draft, is this is my favorite part of the whole process. I really love outlining, and I am learning how to love developmental editing, especially the early stages of developmental editing where there's still so much writing and rewriting happening. But the first draft is my favorite part. And so on the one hand, I want to get the first draft done as quickly as possible because I want to give myself as much time as possible for all the editing. On the other hand, I don't want to rush this part because it's my favorite part. So I want to be able to go slow enough to enjoy it. And that's always the trick, going fast enough to get it done so I can move on to the much harder part that I want to give myself as much time as possible on, but not move so fast that I don't get to enjoy the process of writing the first draft, because once the first draft is done, that's it. Like, the editing can go on for a while, but once the first draft is done, then there's not really, you're writing a new scene here and there, you're maybe rewriting a chapter or two, but it's not the same as writing something for the first time. And so, yeah, I'm really enjoying being back in the first draft stage. I want to get through this quickly. I don't like that my deadline is the middle of December. I wanted to be done with it much sooner, but I also don't want to rush it and not be able to enjoy it. So I think that's been the real highlight this week, that I have had some really nice, relaxing, joyful writing sessions where I've really enjoyed working on it. Anyway, it is now 5 o'clock. I need to go meet my aunt. Thankfully I don't have to go far, but yeah, I am gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'd really appreciate both of those things. Leave me some writing related emojis to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. And let me know in the comments if you are writing something, what's your writing update? You can also let me know, do you set time goals or word count goals? How do you track how successful, I'm going to put that in massive air quotes, how do you track how successful a writing session has been? I would really love to know different opinions on that. If you're not a writer, you can just let me know, how do you track a successful work session in whatever work you do? How do you track progress in either a hobby or another task or at work? How do you track progress or success in something that you do on a regular basis? Because I think how we track those sorts of metrics and what qualifies as success, or how we quantify success and progress, is really interesting. So let's just chat that in general down in the comments. On your way down to the comment section, you can click to open up the description box, find links to all of my stuff, my newsletter, my Patreon, all of my books. If you would be so inclined to check those out, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you all down in the comment section to chat about progress and success metrics and fun things like that. And I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!